into anatomy here. So strengthening these muscles here, this stance may help, right? Because you're elongating things, you're strengthening, and you can even add a little bit of a squeeze in order to really work those muscles, okay? So there's a benefit for everyone. I think part of it is utilizing what you have and not being limiting in terms of what's useful. So from there, horse stance, bow stance. Now I'm going to show you from here because once again, depending on the space, you're going to have to adjust. We train for all different scenarios, right? But you adjust and use according to what the situation calls for. So if I'm here, bow stance, good bow stance, you're going to have a strong back foot. The knee's going to be slightly bent, but straightened. The leg is straightened, but with the knee slightly bent. I think that's a good way to emphasize. And what it does is, if you want to even take it a step further, you can envision, right, in your head, you usually have your mind down here in your hips, in that Dantian area. We bring our mind and we breathe. Same area we breathe into, we bring our thinking into. We sink our shoulders into. Okay, we bring everything down to that area, and then it sinks into the feet. You have a nice rooted base. So I'm here, right? We add one more component. You can even feel the pressure going down into the heel, from the heel into the ground, right? The back of the heel and the ball of the foot pressing into the ground. You press into the ground, it gives you your power back. And you're here. Hips are forward towards our opponent, and front foot is facing forward, and the knee never extends past the toe, right? Once again, the knee never extends past the toe. Part of training with martial arts as well is that we don't injure ourselves. Okay, usually any kind of movement where the knee extends past the toes, right, in an unreasonable sense, right, it is cause for knee injury, right, or certain types of any type of injury, right. So we want to be careful, and then eventually, as you ease into things and you become more comfortable, it becomes second nature. So once again, this stand here more with this bow stance. I'm facing forward, right? I have about a 90-degree angle here at the foot and the ankle. The knee is straight. I'm standing here, and I'm here. Now we're going to shift right back to horse stance. Horse stance, bow stance. Horse stance, bow stance. Horse stance, bow stance. Other way. Horse stance, bow stance. Horse stance, bow stance. Horse stance, bow stance. Horse stance, bow stance. Whenever we practice horse stance punch, bow stance punch, it's usually we're practicing the form. We're punching, we're utilizing a lot of the principles, the body, the feet, the linear motion of energy. Well, from here, connecting here to the beat, not linear, right? The dynamic movement, which goes throughout the body and filters throughout the strike, right? Or however, whatever you're utilizing. With this, it also gives new perspective because, you know, with the introduction of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and the idea of defending yourself on your back, defending yourself, you know, from a face-up position and seeing it as an advantage rather than a disadvantage, one, should make you think about a lot of other things, right, which you see as a disadvantage, but maybe as an advantage, right? And two, it gives us a different type of energy to work with, right? And once again, that analogy or the reference in terms of the masters who may not practice that, or practitioners or anyone who doesn't necessarily have the good groundwork or any kind of practice in that, right? Never even tried it, right? Dismisses it, right? Most likely will look like a fish out of water, right? A fish without oxygen, right? If taken to the ground, right? And that's like with the legs flopping, you know. So, so I'm very honest on this channel, and very hopeful that we'll all come to a good conclusion for everyone in terms of providing the space and the knowledge and things like that for everyone to do the art that they find is most beneficial to them and their self-defense and health and fitness and everything. Okay, so we're going to practice some forward stance punch, both stance punch, and then hop into there, right? So here, forward stance punch, both stance punch, forward stance punch, both stance punch, forward stance punch, both stance punch. Okay, other side. We're here. Shoulders are relaxed. Forward stance punch, forward stance punch, forward stance punch, forward stance punch. Okay, shifting with the waist and the feet, and this combination of pushing and getting the energy from the ground and using your hips and everything just aligning themselves, right? Everything aligning themselves. So let's go ahead and practice on the back here. Just grab some water. Go ahead and grab some water. Okay, let's go ahead and try it on the back here. Horse stance punch. Once again, you're going to have to adjust here. Maybe you can't get all the way down. It's okay. I'm here. This is a good position because a lot of times, sometimes you might see someone and they might just be like, hey, buddy, what's going on? Right? Same thing. Here. Here. Okay? Horse stance punch. Both stance punch. Horse stance punch. Both stance punch. Horse stance punch. Both stance punch. Both stance punch. Both stance punch. Okay? We're up. Right? It's okay. Right? Sifu misses one. Right? Who doesn't miss one? That's why I love having this channel, because you know what? Yeah, perfection is great, okay? And we're going to get there, okay? But to show a slight imperfection means you're human. And anyone can be human, okay? And anyone? It takes a special person to be human. It takes a special... you get what I'm saying.
I like that.
Ah, thank you, thank you. You can feel power. Maybe I might have to adjust a little bit, right? Here, both stance punch. Forward stance punch. Both stance punch. Forward stance punch. Now you might ask, but why am I punching from here? Okay. Number one, it's not, maybe you might be in a situation where you punch from this area. That's okay. A lot of people have different fighting styles, more distance, more power, right? The second thing is, it teaches you that the power comes from the hips. Here, here, the pinky touching the hip. Here, here, here. Doesn't matter if you're here, 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 here. Okay, that's horse stance punch, bow stance punch, in real life action. To really apply it, might be so quick you don't even see it. The basic 1-2. Once again, who doesn't have a 1-2? Right? You add a 3 to it, you're good. Right? We call those combos. So once again, here, 1-2. Okay? There's principle to it. Take the training, apply some principles, okay? Apply it in training, try it out, come up with something, see if it works, apply, do it again, apply. One thing I'm missing here is, right, the student beat up, right? Get over here. I'll get into another video. Running a martial arts school is no joke. Commonality, right? There's always commonalities behind everything, and one thing I have seen, it does not matter what kind of school it is. Kung Fu school, Jiu-Jitsu school. Let me see, how many other schools can I name here so I can include everyone, right? You know, I just want to say, just so that we can touch all bases, running a school is not easy, right? Even here in the States, right, in the United States, getting people into fitness, getting people into themselves, and, you know, just the aspect of what is, you know, our economy and how we do things, and maybe even culturally, it's a little bit, you know, there's differences and a lot of different things, right? It's not easy, right? And I've seen across the globe, right, you know, for someone who has, you know, mastered their art and has something to share and build up something that's, you know, credible, right, and able to support themselves and their family, right? Right, for everyone, school owners, fighters, MMA fighters, professional fighters, whatever the case may be, right? Professional athletes, a little bit different on that end, you know, but, you know, it's always, it's not as easy as people think, right? Just, I'm going to do this, put up a sign, do that. For some people and styles and all that other fun stuff, maybe it might come a little bit easier, but in the end, it's always hard work, right? And the quality will always show, right? In the instruction and how the care for the school and the community, right? A lot of good things. So, once again, I wanted to do a little bit more, right? And less talking so we can focus and, right? So the other aspect, let me see first, is how do we use Tai Chi? I'm just going to hop into this real quick. How do we use Tai Chi in order to strengthen legs?